When we think of the smartest animals, we picture chimpanzees using tools in the wild, or dolphins communicating with a complex language of clicks and whistles. But what if one of the most brilliant minds in the animal kingdom belongs to a bird we see almost every day, cloaked in glossy black feathers that shimmer with hints of blue and purple in the sunlight? I'm talking about the raven, a bird whose intelligence has astonished scientists and birdwatchers alike. These birds are extraordinary thinkers, capable of feats that rival primates. In the wild, ravens have been seen using sticks to extract insects from tree bark, and even dropping nuts onto roads for cars to crack open. For years, bird brain was an insult, but science now shows that ravens possess remarkable intelligence. In fact, their brains are so densely packed with neurons that, relative to their size, they rival those of great apes. Today, I'll share the story of a raven in a bustling city zoo, faced with a unique multi-step puzzle designed to test not just memory, but creativity and planning. The puzzle required the raven to use a stick to retrieve a stone, then use the stone to release a treat. An impressive sequence of problem-solving steps. The way this raven approached the challenge, pausing to study the puzzle, trying different strategies, and even looking to the zookeeper for clues, forced us to rethink what intelligence really means. Some ravens have even been observed playing tricks on each other, hiding food and pretending to stash it in one place while secretly hiding it elsewhere. With eyes that seem to reflect the sky and a mind that can outwit many mammals, the raven is a true feathered genius. Let's discover the hidden genius of the raven and see just how far their intelligence can take them. What makes a raven so intelligent? Scientists have found that it's not just instinct, it's a suite of advanced cognitive skills rivaling those of great apes. In a landmark study, researchers discovered that ravens can remember human faces for years, distinguishing friend from foe and even warning other ravens about potential threats. Ravens demonstrate episodic-like memory, planning for the future by hiding food and sometimes deceiving other ravens with fake caches, a behavior once thought unique to primates. Tool use is second nature. In experiments, ravens have bent wires into hooks to retrieve food, and in the wild, they drop nuts on roads for cars to crack, showing problem-solving skills and an understanding of cause and effect. Their curiosity is legendary. Ravens have been observed investigating new objects, solving complex puzzles, and even playing games, behaviors that suggest a drive to learn and innovate. Social intelligence is another hallmark. Studies show ravens cooperate, form alliances, and even understand the perspective of others, anticipating what another raven might know or see. These abilities allow ravens not just to survive, but to thrive in diverse environments, adapting to new challenges with remarkable flexibility. The raven's mind is a marvel of nature, an ever-evolving testament to the power of avian intelligence. In the city zoo lived Corvus, a raven with feathers shimmering purple and blue in the sunlight. Each morning, he greeted the rising sun with a chorus of calls, watching the keepers as they made their rounds. Corvus was more than beautiful. He was bold, inquisitive, and clearly intelligent. His days were filled with exploration, inspecting every new object with careful curiosity, and searching for treats hidden by his keepers. The keepers quickly noticed his sharp mind. They began giving him simple puzzles and feeders, which he solved with ease, sometimes even watching the keepers closely to learn their tricks. Corvus formed a special bond with his keepers, often exchanging objects for treats and showing off his cleverness. It was clear he needed a real challenge, a puzzle that would truly test his intellect. The stage was set for Corvus to face his greatest test yet, with both keepers and visitors eager to see what the clever raven would do next. Early one morning, the keepers introduced a mysterious new object into Corvus's enclosure. A solid wooden box, carefully crafted, with his favorite treat clearly visible inside, yet just out of reach. The box sat in the center of the enclosure, gleaming in the morning light, its secrets waiting to be discovered. This was no ordinary box. It was a cleverly designed three-step puzzle. First, a metal pin had to be pulled out. Next, a wooden latch slid aside. And finally, the lid could be lifted to reveal the prize. Each mechanism was visible, but the solution was far from obvious. Corvus approached cautiously, circling the box, his sharp eyes scanning every detail. He tilted his head, studying the unfamiliar object, then gave it a few tentative pecks. The box didn't budge. He paused, feathers ruffling in frustration, and tried again. This time, more methodically. Slowly, Corvus began to experiment. He tugged at the metal pin with his beak, testing its resistance. After a few tries, the pin slid free. Encouraged, he nudged the wooden latch, sliding it aside with a careful push. Finally, he gripped the lid and lifted it, revealing the treat inside. Each step depended on the last, demanding patience, memory, and logical thinking. Random pecking wouldn't work. Only a methodical, clever mind could solve this box of secrets. The experiment was underway. Would Corvus master the puzzle, or would the box keep its secrets hidden? The challenge had begun. Corvus didn't rush the puzzle. He perched nearby, studying the box from every angle, his eyes darting between the mechanisms and the possible solutions. It was as if he was mapping out the challenge in his mind, weighing options before making a move. After minutes of careful observation, he approached, inspecting each part with his beak, testing, tapping, and sometimes pulling at levers. Not every attempt worked. Sometimes a piece wouldn't budge, or a mechanism didn't respond as expected. But Corvus didn't get frustrated. Each setback was met with a pause, a moment to reconsider, to tilt his head and rethink his approach. He learned from every failed attempt, adjusting his strategy with each new try. He didn't waste energy on random pecks. Every move was deliberate, each action building on the last. His patience and focus were remarkable as he worked through the puzzle, step by step. This was not mindless trial and error. It was a scientific investigation. Corvus tested hypotheses, learned from mistakes, and celebrated small breakthroughs with a confident glance. With each success, his confidence grew. Corvus was ready to solve the puzzle, not by chance, but by intelligence and persistence. The real test was about to begin. Corvus locked his gaze on the metal pin, analyzing its position and how it fit into the puzzle box. His head tilted from side to side, eyes narrowing as he calculated his next move. Ignoring the treat, he carefully wrapped his beak around the pin's ring, testing its resistance with a gentle tug. The pin didn't budge at first, and Corvus paused, adjusting his grip with remarkable precision. Sensing the pin was stuck, he shifted his beak, twisting and pulling with measured force. His claws dug in for leverage, and his wings flicked for balance as he worked through the resistance. After a moment of intense concentration, Corvus made a final, steady pull. The pin slid free at last, and he paused only briefly, his focus unwavering. He didn't celebrate. He immediately turned back to the box, fully aware that the puzzle had changed and a new challenge awaited. Corvus had completed the first step, not by luck, but by logical deduction and dexterous problem-solving. The first lock was open, a direct result of his focus and skill. Without hesitation, Corvus moved on, ready to tackle the next challenge with the same determination. With the pin gone, Corvus returned to the wooden latch he'd tested before, his eyes scanning the mechanism with renewed focus. He hesitated for a moment, probing the latch with his beak, as if weighing his options. This time, it moved, just a fraction at first. Corvus paused, seeming to consider the result, then slid the latch all the way across with deliberate precision. The internal lock disengaged with a faint click. In that moment it was clear. Corvus was connecting the steps. Pin first, then latch. His actions showed a flash of insight, not just trial and error. This was not random guessing, it was sequential reasoning, guided by observation and memory. He was following a logical procedure, step by step, pausing to assess before each move. Only one barrier remained, the final test was at hand. Now Corvus faced the last step, the lid. He moved to the front, gripped the knob, and pulled upward with confidence. The lid swung open, and for a heartbeat, Corvus froze. His eyes wide, feathers slightly ruffled, as if surprised by his own success. In that moment, the world seemed to pause with him. Corvus gazed at the prize, a glimmer of recognition and pride in his posture, before finally claiming his treat. He had solved the puzzle through observation, memory, and logic, a feat that spoke volumes. This was more than a bird getting a snack. It was a moment of triumph, a display of true intelligence and determination. Corvus had planned, executed, and triumphed, his achievement echoing the ingenuity of the wild. His accomplishment was not just a solution, but a window into the emotional and intellectual depths of the avian mind. Corvus's puzzle-solving doesn't just change how we see birds, it reshapes our understanding of intelligence itself. Ravens and their kin are thinkers, innovators, and problem-solvers, revealing that complex cognition isn't limited to mammals. Their intelligence challenges our assumptions, urging scientists to rethink what animal minds are capable of and how we study them. Each discovery in avian cognition opens new doors for research, inspiring us to look for brilliance in unexpected places. Every clever crow or raven reminds us, intelligence comes in many forms, and nature's creativity knows no bounds. The world is full of feathered geniuses, deserving not just our curiosity, but our respect and protection. Let's celebrate, learn from, and cherish the remarkable minds that share our planet, reminding ourselves to appreciate the wonders of the natural world.